So this is our annual birthday trip. We actually didn't get the start of the trip because it was rainy, and this is my first time really driving the motorhome for a long distance and very skimpy roads, curvy roads, mountain roads.
The weather was bad.
Yeah, it was rainy, so we'll pan around here to the front, and you can try to guess where we're at. Maybe we'll put it on the title, but anyways, we took a trip, so we got some time off for our birthday, and so we decided to take a trip to the Smokies. So we're in the Smoky Mountain National Park. We've actually been here 2 days already, but the first 2 days it pretty much rained, but we got a couple breaks in the rain. We'll have some uploads of a brief little hike. We did a early morning hike, and then it started raining on us, and we went come back to home and just had our lunch and took a little break, and then the weather let up, so we got out, walked around the park. The first campground we stayed at was Cades Cove, and it was nice. There was a variety of sizes of RVs in there. I was kind of surprised, but for me, I would have been nervous trying to park a large, travel trailer or fifth wheel. But this is it's called 26, but it's 28 foot bumper to bumper, but it's Jamboree 26J, so it's, I guess, 26 foot of inside space or something. I don't know how they figure that, but it's 28 foot. We measured it to make sure we could fit in the appropriate place. It's a 28 foot bumper to bumper, and it wasn't bad getting parked. Lena helped me back in. She spotted me on there's like a little rock there as you had to turn in, but it was really pretty easy, and we really enjoyed having a home, camping, glamping. I've camped in national parks, but only in a tent or a hammock. So this was both of our first time to camp in the RV. So what's your thoughts?
We loved it. I loved it. It's so nice because we have the park. We can wake up early and go hike early and get back early. So it was beautiful, and I enjoyed a lot. We loved it.
Yep. Yeah, it was definitely, I see the appeal now. I never really seen the appeal of RVing in a national park. Never really thought about it, honestly, until we started considering, getting out of hotels, apartments. And I guess when the first time I really that'd be pretty neat, was when we went to Bryce yes. Canyon, and we seen some RVs there, some camper vans, and at that time we were just kind of considering what we wanted for the future, and that's kind of part of what led to this decision, is just thinking about size. We didn't want something so big that it made it hard to actually get into a national park. They say 25 foot is pretty much, if you're 25 foot, you can go any national park. But ours is a little bit bigger than that, but we had no problem getting in. There's a couple campgrounds here in the Smokies you couldn't get in, but for us, this was the sweet spot. Gave us enough room, but still gave us the ability to come, to get into a little smaller spots.
Right.
And it's a 30 amp, which here in the park, that I know, I don't think they have any that have full hookups. Basically, it's what you would call dry camping, not quite boondocking. It's an established site, nice. They're actually, most of them at the one we come, Cades Cove, are for RV, or tent, or, they're kind of multi-use. And almost all of them have a big parking area. That would be your parking area if you just were in the tent, or when you're in the RV, it's your pad. But plenty big enough for this. Even, we didn't bring a car, but we've seen a lot of them that did have either RV motorhomes with cars or fifth wheels with trucks, and there was enough room on most of the slots to fit an RV and a vehicle.
Right.
The things they don't have any hookups at the sites. So no sewer, no water, no power. So you need to be pretty self-contained. They do have a dump station at the beginning of in one section of that campground, which has 3 dump stations actually. So that was, you can fill your water up, you can dump your tanks. So we dumped our tank before we parked. It was kind of full when we did it, and one of the stations didn't have fresh water, so we wound up not filling up our freshwater tank, but thankfully we had put it about halfway just for traveling, and we had enough to get through the 2 days. Still had a little left over, so that's a tip I heard online, like if you're traveling, instead of having a completely empty tank, have 15 or 20 gallons, at least it's enough. If you get somewhere and they don't have water, you got water for a couple days. So that was a blessing. We didn't need to scrounge for water. We just tried to conserve it a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we have a lot of extras still.
Oh yeah, we were fine on water, which was only 2 days. But then when we left, I went ahead and dumped our tank when we left, which they weren't anywhere near full, but might as well dump them. And I went ahead and filled the water completely up. That way, when we get to our next campsite, we don't have to we can just go park because the tanks are dumped. The fresh water is full. So our next site is across the park at Smokey. Now, Cades Cove, I forget where that is near. What was that little town? You remember?
Townsend?
Oh, Townsend, yes.
Townsend?
Yeah. Townsend is the closest one to Cades Cove.
To enter the Cades Cove.
And it's kind of, would be kind of on the west side of the park. We're actually we're headed towards Gatlinburg right now, but we're not going to go into Gatlinburg probably. The Smokemont it's near North Carolina. It may even be in North Carolina, but I can't remember. I think Cherokee or something is the closest town. And the difference between this park and the one we just left, I actually I didn't realize when I booked it, but I realized later, just today when I looked up the reservations, that whereas the one we were at, you were allowed to run the generator between like 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. or something. Then they had quiet hours. You're not allowed to run the generator. In Smokemont, there's only one section you're allowed to run generator. And that's not the section we're in. So we're in a section, RVs are allowed, but no generator use at all, at no time. So that's just something to be aware. If you do book a camp, make sure if you need to run your generator, make sure you know whether you can run your generator or not. We did run our generator a couple times while we were here. Like each day we run it once. We kind of did everything we needed to do at that time with power. Topped off our batteries, which we could have got by without it. It was a convenience. Went ahead and topped off our batteries, plugged in everything gadget-wise. That's 120 to be charged up, charged our phones, charged everything we needed to charge. So we run maybe a couple hours of generator time.
Yeah.
Not much, maybe even less than that. And I think a couple times we popped something in the microwave, but mostly that was just because we were running the generator anyways. We could have just as well heated anything we needed with the stove.
Yeah.
So that's our plan on this next one. We're just going to be a little more power conscious on making sure not waste, not run electric stuff. I would say probably the biggest draw was we did run the heater, so that probably took the most power.
Right.
Other than that, just we've got LED lights, so they don't take much power. But it's something to be aware if you are camping.
Don't turn on your lights that you're not using. Like turn on the area where you are there working. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we did. And like
one or two lights up only.
Yep.
Not everything.
We probably could have got by, and then we pretty much went to bed when it was dark. So, you're here to enjoy the outside. Although ours was rainy, so we probably spent more time in the camper than we would have otherwise. Otherwise, we'd have been outside pretty much the whole day and just come inside to sleep. You'd sleep and eat. But I was really surprised how much the convenience of being able to have a full refrigerator of food, cook your food, and we even got a hot shower.
Yeah, we do.
So that's...
And the other thing is I have prepared food, freeze it up some, and so that we don't cook much. And then we can just enjoy the area to explore and then have it heated up on the oven.
Yep, that was a very good idea. Saved us time, saves water. That was Lena's ideal. I told her, where we're going, it's going to be no hookups. So she went ahead and pre-prepared like stuff for omelets. Didn't cook the omelet itself, but all the stuff you would do inside. She cooked that up so that then all she had to do is break a few eggs and whip up some omelets. Saved time and saved prep work and water and energy and everything. So that's a good tip if you were...
Another you can serve the water. What do you call the kind of the basin?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we actually... that was a tip someone else I'd heard. And we actually had bought this little collapsible basin. And it's supposed to be... It's got a cutting board. It's supposed to be like... food prep, maybe to wash your vegetables or whatever. But we hadn't really used it while we were just set up at a real campground. But then when we got here, Lena mentioned it, and we put it in the sink. So kind of wash your dishes in there, and it saves some water because you can soak your dishes and wash your dishes without just running water.
Yeah, and if you don't have time to wash your dish right away, but you can just wipe the leftover and then soak it there with a little water, then it's easy.
Yeah, so that was a good water saving tip. And what I did do on some of the cleaner rinse water, instead of putting into the gray tank, because generally for us the gray tank fills up faster than black tank. I put it in the black tank when we were done to just flushed it through the commode, because that just helped out our tank situation. But even without it, we would have been fine because we didn't fill up either tank. Only 2 days. So yeah, this is the Smokies, and we'll probably have some other videos.
It's a dream come true to me. This is a reality that it was really beautiful here. We're glad we were born in October.
Yeah.
Our birth month is so beautiful.
For reference, we got here October 14th or 15th. No, 15th on Dad's birthday.
Yeah.
And we've been here 2 days. It's October 17th now. So our time frame will be between October 15th and probably October.
Today is Tuesday.
20th-ish. 20, somewhere around October 20th. We're gonna have a couple, 2 to 3 more days here in the park. So if you watch the videos, you'll know kind of what it looks like during mid to late October.
This is a high recommendation for us. Go visit here and just enjoy the beautiful fall around. Like, it's just amazing. It's so beautiful here.
Yeah, definitely a good place for fall, especially if you are kind of southern area. One of the best fall foliage
experience
that I've seen.
Yeah.
I would say the other thing that rivals this is upstate New York, but that's just 2 different areas, but definitely very beautiful. And I think I don't know, I'm sure there's some other times that would be great to come to the park too. Just from reading, I heard if you want to see bears, spring seems to be the time you're going to see a lot of bears, a lot of wildlife that's coming down out of the hills, mountains into the lower areas. But one thing I will say, it's pretty busy, but not as busy as I thought it'd be. So I think this time of year is probably less busy than spring or summer. I don't know, someone who's familiar with it can chime in. If you've been here spring or summer, I've heard it's very overcrowded or whatever. But there's a fair amount of people here, especially in the popular, that Cades Cove. We were going to make the loop, but it had a line of people, waiting to make the loop.
Even before the schedule to go up on that loop, there's a huge line of car already, because I guess they will open like 7:30.
Yeah, it's like sunrise to sunset, I believe, for cars. I think you could do bicycle even before or after, and then there's a certain day, I think on like Thursdays, that's bicycle only. But yeah, they were, when we went hike, was it yesterday?
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, we went to that first trailhead, like Rich Mountain Loop or something. And that's just inside the gate where you start the loop for Cades Cove for the car. And they were lined up before we got there 6 something, and there were people lined up. And then when we come out, there were still people. The cars were moving, but there was a steady line of cars coming into that loop.
It's really busy. And
that was on a rainy day, But so it's. And then today, when we left out of here just before noon, 10:30 or 11, we were going to make that loop, but they were lined all the way back up to the stop sign. So a pretty good line of cars there. So we decided we'd just see the scenery on the way to our next campground.
Yeah.
So
at least memories. We still have things to go back here in the future.
Oh yeah.
Because this will be.
I think you could spend a month here.
Yeah, just to explore and enjoy around. It's a big area. You can just explore around just 1 week for sure.
Can you see up there?
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, that's nice.
It seems here is really peak.
Yeah, up in the mountain areas.
Yeah.
That's what. When you look up at the higher elevations, the higher elevations are really peak right now. I mean, this even down here, it's nice, but.
And what's really amazing in this area too is the river beside the road.
Yeah.
Like, it's very beautiful.
So that's probably it for now on this video. I don't know, we might throw in a little more of the scenery here and there, but yeah, we just wanted to let y'all know where we were and be looking for maybe some hiking videos and some whatever
we want you to go with us in this adventure.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's my first time to experience this fall season, like really having like this beauty. It's really my dream, but I'm thankful we're able to have it now. It's a reality. So that would be it for this time, and we'll see you in our next destination.
Yep.